Here's the 2021 release schedule of the Acoustic Sounds Verve series. It's heavily Impulse because it's the 60th anniversary for Impulse, one of the greatest jazz labels. And so here we go. One of the first titles in May, and it's already been announced, is the Gil Evans Out of the Cool. Again, we used the original master tape. We had Ryan Smith cut it. We had Quality Record Pressings, our pressing plant, do the plating and the pressing. Stoughton is doing the jackets. So they're gatefold, they're going to be glossy, they're going to be the best jackets money can buy. Same with the pressing and the mastering, and most of you know about this title. It sounds great. It's going to be a big release. Everybody's going to be very happy. Another one in May is Ray Charles, Genius plus Soul equals Jazz. Now this one was mastered by Kevin Gray. The tape came from Ray Charles' estate. When Kevin Gray got the tape, he called me, said, man, this thing sounds awesome. The music's great. The sonic quality's great. And what's cool, it was Ray Charles' original master tape copy because it had Braille on it. This was the second Impulse done. The rights reverted back to Ray Charles, I guess, when he made his contract, that it reverted back to him after a period of time, and he is the owner of his own music. So although this was an original Impulse, you know, Ray Charles owned it, and we got the tapes from him. And Kevin Gray cut this one. And again, this one's coming out in May. Another top Impulse title. Ray Charles, Genius plus Soul equals Jazz. The next month is June, and this is The Blues and the Abstract Truth by Oliver Nelson, another top, maybe 5 Impulse title. It's got Bill Evans, Eric Dolphy, Paul Chambers, Freddie Hubbard. We just released this title actually on reel-to-reel tape, and it is selling unbelievably well. Everybody's loving it. I had the master analog on this one. This was the original jacket, and not long after they issued this original, they changed the jacket, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is a top 5 Impulse. This was the 5th Impulse. Just a great, great title. Musically, sonically, it's very accessible. This is for June. This is the cover they changed to. So if you have an original and you have this cover, you still have a real early original. It's just with a different cover. They're both beautiful covers, and they're both nice to have. But for some reason, maybe they thought that it would sell better using this cover. I just wanted to show this. This is a rare, cool album. This is the mono that they released. I've got a white label promo on this. So they're super cool and collectible to have and own, and has a different cover. So it's a promo mono. A lot of times I say, you know, this record's very rare. But at least knowing that it exists, you have a better chance of finding it. A lot of times you don't even know a record exists to look for it. So that's kind of cool. I like having that record. It sounds great, and the different cover. So just thought I would throw that in there. Then June is the Sonny Rollins on Impulse. Ryan K. Smith off the master. Quality Record Pressing, Stoughton. These sound terrific. This record is great. Sonny Rollins on Impulse. Again, that was the other title that goes in June. July is going to be Bill Evans Trio 64 and 65. I couldn't locate my original 64. Maybe it's still at the mastering facility, because we send the originals so Ryan can listen to the original and make sure he's doing what he thinks is a better job. So anyway, Bill Evans Trio 64 and 65 is July. Bill Evans, he's one of the top selling jazz artists. When we were licensing stuff from Fantasy, Bill Evans even sold better than Miles Davis, which is kind of hard to believe, but on the other hand, it's not hard to believe. His stuff is he's so wonderful. His music's so good. It's so accessible. He was on Kind of Blue. He was on so many of the best jazz albums that were ever made, and his own records are great. Anyway, so Bill Evans Trio 64 and 65 for July on Verve. August, we're doing two Minguses from Impulse, Mingus, 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 and The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. Great Mingus albums, big titles on Impulse. Ryan K. Smith is mastering at Sterling. Again, they're all going to be jackets at Stoughton, all going to be pressed at Quality Record Pressings, and I'm overseeing them all. These two are mastered by Ryan. In fact, everything this series in 2021, other than the Ray Charles, is Ryan Smith. September, we're going to do this Ella, Swinging Christmas for Christmas. Great album. You know, it's a fun, good album. It's a great Christmas album. Ella Fitzgerald, Swinging Christmas, September. Also in September is probably one of my top 10 jazz albums. It's for sure the first album I would go to recommend to anybody just getting into jazz or anybody that loves jazz, Ella and Lewis. I mean, that's the title. You're talking about two of the top people in jazz. In fact, they got so famous it went into popular music, you know. They do, you know, all the classics. Moonlight in Vermont is just unbelievable. Every song on here is a killer. It's a mono, and a lot of times when people, oh, I don't like mono, I play them this record, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna let the fact that something's mono get between me and a doggone good record. This is a great record. Ella and Lewis, one of my favorites. They did more songs, so it's Ella and Lewis again, and this is for September. They have Makin' Whoopee and just more classic standards that sound great. Oh, those were Verve. All of those were Verve. In October, it's more Impulse. Coltrane live at the Village Vanguard. Awesome album. And John Coltrane, Crescent. Impulse for October. Oh, one more for October is Bill Evans at Town Hall Volume 1. It's a Verve. Great classic album. For November, we're doing Verve, the Oscar Peterson Trio, The Night Train. Great sonically, sounds great. Music's great. Big seller on Verve. Highly recommended. This one we get requests. We just did a reel-to-reel tape. We also got to use the original 3-track analog tape in mastering this one. So it's really special. Very big seller. We have it on 45 on our own label and we can't keep it in stock. This will be a 33, mastered by Ryan. Very accessible, very good record. Going to be a huge seller for November. And the last of November is Duke Ellington meets Coleman Hawkins. Another big another big Impulse. December is Roy Haynes, Out of the Afternoon. Great title on Impulse. Duke Ellington and John Coltrane on Impulse. Another great title. Great artist, top artist. Can't get much higher than Duke Ellington and Coltrane. Two masters. And last but not least, one of my favorites, John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman. This is for December. So we really appreciate the support. And as long as things keep going the way they are, there's going to be a lot more great albums coming. Just have patience. We're working on them already. I mean, we were already working way past what I've shown you for Analog Productions and the Acoustic Sounds series. So there's a lot more to come. We can't wait to share that kind of information with you. We have to wait to get the approval before we do these videos. And as soon as I'm able to share the information with you, I will. And again, thanks for the support.